Plymouth at 4 degrees, whilst Aberdeen sits at 7. Yes, you heard that correctly. The southwest colder than northeast Scotland. Is your area about to face this rare temperature inversion, or are you on the milder side of what is shaping up to be one of the most complex weather patterns we've seen this winter? Right now, the Met Office has yellow warnings in force across southwest England and Northern Ireland, affecting over 8 million people. Rain warnings, yes, but it's what S developing behind these systems that has my attention. And in the next 60 seconds, I am going to give you exact timings for London, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Cardiff, and Belfast, because the differences between these cities over the next 5 days are genuinely remarkable. Drop your location in the comments right now. Tomorrow morning, S video will include personalized forecasts for every single city and county you mention. I read every comment and I'll make sure your area gets covered. So those timings I promised. London, you are looking at persistent rain through Friday evening, clearing Saturday morning around 9 o'clock, then actually rather pleasant by Sunday afternoon with temperatures pushing towards 10 degrees. Manchester, your rain arrives earlier, Friday lunchtime, turns showery overnight, then drier conditions develop Saturday with temperatures around 7 degrees. Birmingham, you are caught in the middle, rain Friday afternoon, lingering into Saturday morning, clearer by early afternoon. Glasgow, here's where it gets interesting. You've got hill snow continuing through Friday, rain at lower levels, but that snow level could drop Saturday night, currently sitting at 5 degrees. Cardiff, heavy rain Friday evening rush hour could cause issues on the M4, clearing overnight, brighter Sunday. Belfast, you are actually looking at the driest conditions of these 6 cities. Showery Friday, then mainly dry Saturday and Sunday with temperatures around 8 degrees. But here is what nobody is talking about yet. Those model runs from this morning show something developing for early next week that could change everything. I'll come back to that in about 8 minutes, and trust me, you'll want to hear this. Let me paint the current picture across the UK. We've got this battleground scenario playing out right now. Arctic air sitting across Scandinavia and Eastern Europe, temperatures there down to minus 20 degrees in some locations. Meanwhile, Atlantic lows are charging in from the southwest, carrying much milder air. The UK is stuck right in the middle, and it's that battle between cold and mild, that S, creating such dramatically different conditions across relatively short distances. For those of you in eastern Scotland, you've had a pretty miserable few days, haven't you? Hill snow, persistent rain, strong southeasterly winds. That continues through Friday. Aberdeenshire, Angus, Perthshire, you are looking at snow above 300 to 400 metres, possibly settling above 200 metres overnight, Friday into Saturday. It's not massive accumulations we are talking about, perhaps 5 to 10 centimetres on the highest peaks, but enough to make higher routes tricky. Northern England, the Pennines, the Lake District, you're seeing that transition zone. Rain at lower levels, sleet on the hills, snow above about 300 metres. Leeds, Sheffield, Newcastle, your Friday is wet and windy. Temperatures struggling to get above 6 degrees. That occluded front draped across northern England is just sitting there, not moving much, which means prolonged rainfall totals building up. The Pennines could see 30 to 40 millimetres through Friday alone. Now, let me talk about the southwest. Devon, Cornwall, Somerset, Dorset. You've had an absolute battering this past week, haven't you? Rainfall totals in some parts of Dartmoor exceeding 150 millimetres. The ground is saturated, river levels are high, and now we've got another system moving in Friday evening. The Met Office warning runs until midnight Friday night, and we're re-looking at another 20 to 30 millimetres, possibly 40 on higher ground. It's not Storm Chandra levels, thankfully, but given how wet everything already is, there's definitely a risk of further localised flooding. Exeter, Plymouth, Truro, keep an eye on updates through Friday afternoon. Wait until you see what S coming for the Midlands and Southeast, though. Actually, let me be more precise about that. Friday afternoon, high pressure briefly tries to nose in from the east. This creates a window of brighter weather. Birmingham, Nottingham, Leicester, Oxford, Cambridge, you get some breaks in the cloud Friday afternoon. Could even see a bit of sunshine. London, the southeast, you are dry for much of Friday, cloudy but dry, temperatures around 9 or 10 degrees. Then Friday evening, that next system I mentioned earlier sweeps in from the southwest. South Wales gets it first. Newport, Cardiff, Swansea, heavy rain from about 5 o'clock Friday evening, gusty winds with it 40 to 50 kilometres per hour, possibly 60 on exposed coasts. That sweeps northeast through Friday night. Bristol, you are wet by 7 o'clock. Southampton, Portsmouth, you are getting heavy downpours from 8 or 9 o'clock. London, the M25 area, you are looking at midnight onwards for the heaviest rain. It becomes more showery in nature as it spreads northeast, so by the time it reaches Norwich, Cambridge, it's broken up into heavy showers rather than persistent rain. Here, S, where the models are showing some disagreement, and this matters. The Met Office model takes this system a bit further north. The European model keeps it further south. That 50-kilometre difference changes everything for the East Midlands and East Anglia. Lincolnshire, Norfolk, Suffolk. You could either get prolonged rain Saturday morning or just scattered showers. We should have better clarity on that by tomorrow morning S runs, so do check back tomorrow because I'll have specific timings for those counties. Scotland, let me give you the fuller picture. Edinburgh, URE cold and damp Friday, around 5 degrees, showery rain, some hill snow on the Pentlands. Brighter Saturday afternoon, still cold though, 6 degrees. Glasgow, similar story, wet Friday, drier Saturday. But here is what concerns me. Saturday night into Sunday, there's a chance that temperatures drop enough in the central belt for some sleet or wet snow at lower levels. I'm not talking about settling snow in Glasgow city centre, but Stirling, the Southern Highlands, you might wake up Sunday morning to a covering. The models are right on the cusp with this. 1 degree either way makes all the difference. Inverness, Aberdeen, you RE properly into the colder air mass. Friday sees snow showers, mainly on higher ground, but some down to 200 metres. Saturday, actually a bit drier, still cold, 3 to 4 degrees. Sunday, this is where it gets interesting, and I'll come back to this when I talk about next week. The Highlands and Islands, this is your sort of weather, isn't it? Orkney, Shetland, the Hebrides, you are used to this. Blustery showers, mixture of rain, sleet, snow. Nothing out of the ordinary for late January, just typical Atlantic weather crashing into Scottish islands. Temperatures around 4 to 6 degrees, but feeling much colder in that wind. Wales, let me be thorough here. North Wales, Snowdonia, you are getting rain Friday, heavy at times, snow above 500 metres. Bangor, Caernarfon, wet and windy Friday, around 7 degrees. Wrexham, you're similar. Mid Wales, Aberystwyth, you are quite exposed to these Atlantic systems. Friday evening could be particularly gusty along the coast, 50 to 60 kilometres per hour. South Wales I've already covered, but let me add Pembrokeshire here. You are very exposed to southwesterly winds Friday evening. Could see gusts up to 70 kilometres per hour on the coast. Northern Ireland, Belfast I mentioned earlier, but let me expand. You've got a rain warning Friday, mainly for County Down, County Antrim, looking at 20 to 30 millimetres. It's the rapidity of it that is the issue. Falls over about 6 hours Friday afternoon and evening. Derry, you are a bit drier, still showery, but not the persistent stuff. The Morns could see some snow on the peaks above 400 metres. Yorkshire splits between east and west. Hull, Scarborough, you are drier than Leeds and Bradford, who sit under persistent rain Friday. Lancashire's coast sees blustery showers Saturday, whilst Cumbria and the lakes continue with peak snow Friday before improving Saturday afternoon. Sunday S, generally the better day across most areas with sunshine for London and southeast 9 or 10 degrees. Birmingham and Midlands see sunny spells around 8 degrees. Manchester and Liverpool get mixture of cloud and sun, 7 or 8 degrees. Scotland stays cloudier with occasional bright spells, but critically drier after a wet week. Cardiff, Bristol, southwest England, you're looking at a really pleasant Sunday. Sunshine, light winds, temperatures 9 or 10 degrees. If you've got outdoor plans, Sunday is your day. Make the most of it because here is that development I mentioned earlier. The one thing that S caught my attention in this morning S model runs is what S developing for Monday and Tuesday. Currently, the Met Office model is showing an easterly flow developing Monday. The European model is more bullish on this. It S bringing colder air in from the continent. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. We've got another low-pressure system approaching from the southwest Monday night into Tuesday. When that milder, moisture-laden air from the Atlantic meets that colder air from the east, we get the potential for some more interesting weather. Let me be specific about what the models are showing, because this could change. The UK model, the high-resolution one, is showing that low tracking across southern England Tuesday. As it does, it bumps into that colder air. The precipitation could fall as snow, even at relatively low levels across parts of the Midlands, Wales, possibly even the south. I am talking about areas that Don T often see snow. Birmingham, you could wake up Tuesday morning to snow. Worcester, Hereford, Gloucester, same story. This isn't definite yet. The European model keeps the low further south, which would mean less snowfall for the Midlands, more rain for the south coast. Hang on, let me check that again. Actually, the latest European model run from 6 o'clock this morning has shifted slightly north, bringing it closer to the UK model solution. This is the detail that changes hour by hour. Tomorrow morning S runs could shift it again, but there is definitely something to watch here. If you are in the Midlands, Wales, southern England, do check back tomorrow because I'll have much more detail on this potential for Tuesday snow. London, The current thinking is UDC rain rather than snow Tuesday, but it's marginal. We are talking about temperatures around 2 or 3 degrees. Evaporative cooling as that rain falls could bring temperatures down enough for sleet or wet snow. It is genuinely that close. Manchester leads. You're more likely to see rain Tuesday simply because you're a bit further from that boundary between cold and mild air. But if that low tracks 50 kilometres further north than currently modelled, you are in play for snow as well. Scotland, you are cold enough anyway. Edinburgh, Glasgow, you are looking at sleet and snow showers Monday and Tuesday regardless. It's not dependent on that low. You are in the colder air mass already. Temperatures Monday and Tuesday around 1 to 3 degrees. Aberdeen, Inverness, you are properly cold. Monday could see daytime maximum struggling to get above 0 in some glens. Beyond Tuesday, around the 7th or 8th of February, models increasingly show Greenland blocking developing. This typically brings easterly or northeasterly winds and colder continental air. Ensemble forecasts show about 60% of members indicating below average temperatures for 8th to 12th February. If this develops, expect temperatures several degrees below average, snow showers in eastern areas, and possible organised snow if Atlantic systems meet that cold air. But we are 10 days out. Details will firm up as we approach. East Anglia could see something unexpected next week. Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex, under established easterly winds could face North Sea har, that cold sea fog, with temperatures struggling despite sunshine. You might be colder than Manchester, a rare inversion. Western Scotland benefits in easterly patterns, sheltered from North Sea winds, potentially milder than Aberdeen. We re-still in the coldest period statistically, late December through mid-February, another 2 or 3 weeks before temperatures trend upward, but daylight has increased by over an hour since winter solstice. When I say snow is possible for Birmingham Tuesday, I mean around 40% probability. That's significant enough to know about and prepare for, but there is 60% chance it stays as rain or the system tracks differently. UK weather in late January sits constantly on that knife edge where very small temperature changes make huge differences to precipitation type. Southwest England rainfall totals this week could exceed 200 millimetres in locations. The Dart and Tamar are running very high with Environment Agency flood warnings active. Riverside communities in Devon and Cornwall should ensure they re-signed up for flood alerts. Scottish borders also need watching, particularly the Tweed with more rain Friday and potential snowmelt Saturday. These Atlantic systems are normal for British winter, though this year they've been tracking further south than usual. The jet stream S southerly position explains this pattern. If Greenland blocking develops in February, it would shift the jet stream, potentially leading to that colder easterly pattern. If there is one thing to take away from this forecast, it's that we are in a very changeable pattern. Friday wet and windy for most, Saturday improving from the west, Sunday actually quite pleasant. Then Monday and Tuesday, we re-watching this potential for colder air to dig in with the possibility of some disruptive snow for areas that don't see it often. And looking further ahead, early February could turn properly cold for a spell. Do check back tomorrow because I'll have updates on that Tuesday system. The overnight model runs will show whether that snow risk for the Midlands is increasing or decreasing. I'll also have those personalised forecasts for every location you've mentioned in the comments. Weekend plans: Saturday morning sees southern showers clearing, western areas improving by afternoon, west coast locations across Scotland, northwest England, and Wales look decent Saturday afternoon, eastern areas slower to brighten. Sunday is generally better nationwide. Those ensemble forecasts showing clustering around colder conditions for 8th February give increased confidence something significant might develop. We'll watch how consistent that signal remains over coming days, adjusting as needed. Thank you for watching. I know it's been quite a detailed run through, but that is because there is a lot happening and a lot that could happen over the next 7 to 10 days. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back with updates on that Tuesday snow potential, the latest model runs, and all of your specific location requests from the comments. Tomorrow's video will be out at 8 o'clock, same time as always. Until then, stay dry, stay safe, particularly if you are in those flood warning areas in the southwest, and I'll see you